Time is 7:09 p.m. and Lit Geeks are here. What up, people?
Yeah, what's good?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, as usual, we come to you every Tuesday in the evening from 7 to 8 p.m. to talk tech. We like to talk tech. We like to talk technology, gadgets, robots, and we like to solve problems, tech-related problems, not relationship problems. Unless, obviously, it's tech-related relationship problems.
Well,
But
it's
then
not
again,
impossible.
I mean, it isn't.
but you know, there's a misconception that techies actually not very good relationship people.
I mean,
Where did that come from? I don't
Yeah,
get
because
it.
people seem to think that techies are nerds, and nerds don't have a social life, so we practically do not understand people or even members of the opposite sex.
but hasn't pop culture even popularized being a nerd now? Because back, like, a few years ago, being a nerd was not a great thing. But now you are the go-to person for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You are the go-to person for, oh, my phone isn't working, and you are the go-to guy for pretty much
I mean, we
everything.
live in a technology-enabled world. Everybody is some sort of nerd.
Yeah, so basically,
And-
we were onto something. You guys are now catching up.
Yeah.
And another thing you need to remember, nerds are simply passionate for one particular thing, in this case, technology, quote-unquote. There are car nerds. There are football nerds. Lots of football nerds in this country.
Too many.
Too many.
Yeah. There are many nerds for many things. I want to show passion for particular things. Now, if someone pops up and suddenly you don't care about those things, but you care about that person, I mean, that's a start for a great thing right there. But anyway,
I mean, while we are
That's
talking.
basically what makes us geeks. We're not nerds. We're geeks. That's different.
Okay. Well, since we are talking about passion, after hearing Manifest,
Rapper 101.
rapper, I think I'm going to do music as well.
you have a haircut for
I
it.
had to suppress laughter so loud. It's not allowed on radio. Anyway, so today's a Tuesday. The Geeks are here, and we're going to talk what's trending in tech. I'm sure a lot of you have questions about what you've been hearing in the news about Huawei, about WhatsApp, and so many more to talk about. First off, let's just start with WhatsApp. So there's news. WhatsApp is going to start showing ads on the status. So those who've been watching statuses,
I don't.
you're going to be
It
subjected
depends
to
on who
ads.
posts.
Oh yeah,
I have a bit of an OCD, so when I watch one status, I have to wipe the entire status part. So I have to watch every, and that
Yeah.
consumes a
Can
lot
you
of
imagine,
data.
man?
So I just don't swipe to that side. I never do.
no, wait. You have to watch every single.
I have to clear it. Like once I've hit the first one, it needs to be empty. That place needs to be empty.
Do you
So-
drink
No,
enough
you mean
water
like
in the
the
morning?
first one you just watch needs to be empty, or the whole?
No, the
list?
entire list of statuses have.
You're
to
right.
have to
He
be-
does need help.
Yeah, like do you drink
So I
water
just
in the
don't
morning?
swipe to that side.
Which
So,
side of the bed
so
do you
basically,
sleep?
you're not the target market. For
Yeah.
That's your
Facebook.
personal point.
But then, the larger majority is going to be subjected to targeted ads.
This entire thing is just, it's so when the creators of Facebook, now if we remember the story of of WhatsApp very well, when WhatsApp started, the creators talked about the fact that they were not going to do any data related stuff,
Yeah.
like steal your data to post ads. They even quoted a Fight Club line to support
Mhm.
this argument, which was about the fact that ads are just ways to force people to get jobs that they don't want, so that they can buy things they probably don't need and everything. But right now, they are no longer with WhatsApp because Facebook acquired WhatsApp,
That's
and then
the
they
And then
left.
he decided to make these changes. Mark decided to
Yeah,
make
but-
these changes.
But we knew
Which is of course the fallout.
Yeah, but the moment Facebook bought WhatsApp, we knew this was coming at some point in time.
But they should have known themselves when they sold WhatsApp to them. But hey, that was a lot of money they couldn't refuse.
I mean, I feel like they could refuse. I feel like some part of them hoped for the best because maybe in truth they just wanted reach, and that reach came with a $19 billion payout. Yeah, so I mean that's not a bad deal if you ask me. So I felt like maybe they just wanted the reach that Facebook had, and they did get the reach. After Facebook acquired WhatsApp, the number of people using WhatsApp really
Yeah.
skyrocketed, and they wanted people to have that ease of access and communication, and they were with Facebook for a period of time and they were stopping this entire data thing, but I guess they had to cave, and in order to keep their principles in check, they just walked away.
With 19 billion in their pockets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that
still,
pocket
I
is
think they
very
still have
heavy.
shares in the company too.
but I mean, I guess right. I feel like they just want to stay as far away from it. It's same with the Instagram creators.
Yeah.
They want to stay as far. And due to this, I'm giving kudos to the creator of Snapchat. He is fighting a very serious.
He's fighting
fight.
a losing battle.
It's it really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, stocks prove it.
But his stocks
numbers
have
are not increasing.
his numbers increased a bit after the whole of gender thingy. People have been doing that. I don't know. It's
Well,
been
the
crazy.
gender swap
the
filter.
gender swap filter.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just a,
Yeah.
a speed bump.
Is where
And not the Ghanaian speed bump too.
I mean, listen.
Wow.
Wait till Instagram just replicates the same thing,
Which
and
it
then
will
next
happen,
thing you
but-
know, everybody's like, "Oh, hi, Instagram can do this."
Yeah.
But that is it's pretty much the same. So Snapchat and Instagram is pretty similar to Telegram and WhatsApp in the sense that Telegram has been in this game. They've been doing things that's far more exciting. And let's be honest, if people have sworn to switch to Telegram when
Ads
these
come on
ads
WhatsApp.
roll out. And the interesting thing about the ads is that if you swipe up, you will go to the link of whatever it is the seller is trying to. So it's this is a very, very good plan. And now the question I have for the listeners is that in the past you paid 99 cents for
Yeah.
WhatsApp for a year. Would
On
we
iOS.
on iOS
On iOS. Indicate on iOS.
on
People
iOS?
relax. Yeah, that
On
was only
iOS.
for a time, and luckily it was after I joined WhatsApp, so I didn't pay jack.
Okay, but then now the
one of those who used it, but it was a hacked version. You know the benefit that came with that? You had unlimited WhatsApp. You know WhatsApp was set to expire after a certain period.
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those of us who had the $1 WhatsApps
Mm.
had unlimited.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now the
which
question
not
is,
worth anything now.
the question is, would you be willing to pay for WhatsApp to avoid these ads?
I don't need WhatsApp when there are free
See,
alternatives.
you don't ask these questions to the Telegram evangelist.
No, I'm asking the listeners. It's a general
Yeah, okay,
question to
well,
the
yeah.
listeners that would you be willing to pay for WhatsApp just to avoid these
Ads?
ads? It's
So if you're listening, that's a question for you. You can send your responses to 0244340437 on WhatsApp and Telegram 0244340437. Now, there's another thing. There's another twist to this whole WhatsApp issue. WhatsApp is banning users of alternative WhatsApp applications. So these alternative WhatsApp, like GB WhatsApp, WhatsApp Plus, and so on, they're being banned because they have absolute control over what they can do with their app. So, for instance, a GB WhatsApp user can decide not to see, not to
Yeah,
show,
That you looked at someone's story
status,
and
Yeah.
also
and they
you
can
can hide the
decide
fact that they're online.
Exactly.
With all sorts of.
all sorts of mods
perks
that
and stuff.
iOS users don't have.
Oh, really?
the interesting
That's
thing.
news to me.
This entire conversation that you just brought up
Mm.
reminds me of something I read during the week, which talked about the fact that I think the Google CEO was talking about Apple using privacy as a luxury good, and it's going to get to a point in time very soon where your privacy will be sold to you. Your ability to stay private you would have to pay for that.
You know, I've always told people who are privacy buffs that privacy really is a myth.
It is slowly becoming.
Like,
it shouldn't be
slowly.
the case.
No, sorry.
I was about to ask him. You really need to
Yeah,
clarify what
yeah.
you mean by slowly.
Yeah, like rephrase. Like privacy when it comes to corporate entities is now being eroded. Privacy when it comes to governmental
social, yeah.
entities, that was gone that was gone before the new wave of technology infiltrating daily life. That was gone a long time ago.
But
I mean, as a result of the Cold War and all, I mean, that was gone long time ago. Now, the time where I really get concerned about with governments, some not always acting in the citizens' best interests, with rise of right-wing politics and government crackdowns on any sort of dissent or trying to turn from one way or another from what they determine to be the correct path. I can't really mention countries because hot diplomatic issues. But I'm sure if you read the news, you know some of the governments in question. And these practices are spreading. So now people are starting to wonder that where is my privacy going? But that privacy was gone
already
long
gone.
ago.
Yeah.
It's
I
gone
mean-
so long ago. Now we are now concerned about. But then I talked to somebody about an item open my web browser, the first advert that comes up is that
Man,
item. Now,
those
suddenly,
experiences are
You know,
very, 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 very
I've been getting
scary.
calls from the UAE
oh, you too?
just because I was there recently, so I get calls, and Truecaller tells you it's spam.
I got calls from the UAE because I knew somebody that went to the UAE.
Oh wow, that's
Oh, wow.
I actually thought for a second that the person had gone and put my name down as a prank. And I was like, no. The fact that I knew the person, I spoke, I think we chatted, that, oh, I knew he was in the UAE. That was it. Next time I'll get calls and I see the number code and I like hang up, block. 3 different numbers. So like, what?
I mean, I get. Let me.
We are all
you
for
were
sale.
saying.
What I was saying is that what I'm
Mhm.
driving at is that back then, I mean, privacy has been. It's a very question, but the thing is that we weren't aware of the fact that our privacy was being breached. Now we know, like on a daily, you are being told everything you do. Like you said, I've said this here before, where I was asking a friend, "Oh, what happened in an episode of a show?" I opened my YouTube, and the spoiler, the exact thing I was looking for was the first video
That was being
on my
recommended.
recommendations. And you wonder how these things happen. We know how these things happen, but right now it's now in our face. That's why I'm saying that privacy is slowly becoming a myth.
I
Because
also think that certain people really are just jumping on the bandwagon, hey, my privacy, but really don't know what it means. A lot of people think, oh, my privacy is being breached, but they really wouldn't have cared less if some other people did not care. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're just following the crowd.
Sometimes
Because
it
these
freaks-
are people who voluntarily give out data.
But that's the thing, people don't understand. And we had the data protection lady come
Yes.
here a few weeks ago. People don't understand when they are giving out data. You go to a conference and you write down your name, your email address, and phone number. You've given out your data. You don't know what they're going to do, and next thing you know, you're getting mails from what's going on. People don't think about how their data is getting out there. But their data, and this is aside when firms are trying to steal your data from the background in ways that you think you don't know you're giving away. People willingly give away their data all the time because they're not paying attention. For the sake of convenience, which is what these guys keep throwing at us, what will make things a bit more convenient for you? Sign in here or do so and so forth. Just make it more convenient for yourself. Next thing you know, you sold yourself wide open on the internet and elsewhere, and you don't understand how things are going on.
well, with the data protection, the main thing about data protection, even in especially in Africa, is that there are certain societal nuances that would not work, like where you can't just copy and paste the data protection laws of Europe and paste it here, because
Our culture is different.
yes,
basically.
culture is different, and the way we deal with situations, the average Ghanaian does not see it as a problem. I'm just writing my name and I can get into the building. That's how we are processing it. But back to the WhatsApp thing. I mean,
I was just about to ask how long it's going to take for us to come back.
back to the WhatsApp thing. Those WhatsApp's mods, they are trying to give you a certain sense of privacy, but the question is at what cost? And
Not privacy.
No,
I mean, no, it is privacy.
Visibility.
It is
Yeah.
privacy
Okay,
if
privacy on your on face level.
yeah, in
but
a sense,
not on the
yeah,
application
in a
level.
sense that I don't want everybody to know that I looked at
Yeah.
your status. Those little things.
Mm.
It's very important to some people.
Yeah.
I don't even watch status, so it's
yeah.
not.
So
But-
when you talk about the issue, those
but-
of us who maybe may or may not be using hacked versions of WhatsApp that are watching status without people knowing, then let us talk on these
Exactly.
issues.
Let's
Yeah.
talk on these things, not you.
Okay, but all I'm saying is that privacy is going to slowly becoming a luxury good, or a certain sense of privacy is becoming a luxury good, where it will get to a point where you would probably have to pay more. Like the question I just asked about WhatsApp, would you be
Would you
willing
pay?
to pay just to not get ads? And the main thing is that I don't think
Before
Facebook
you
will do
even
that.
Continue. Do people even pay YouTube not to watch ads?
Well, YouTube.
Red.
YouTube Red.
No.
Exactly. So what makes you think people?
I mean,
would pay
the thing
for
is, here's the thing.
WhatsApp
I feel
without
like
ads?
if YouTube Red had tiers, like the way Netflix accounts have tiers, in the sense that okay, I can pay for YouTube Red. I only want the no ads package.
Yeah.
But when you pay for YouTube Red, you are getting YouTube's content. You are getting the ability to go out of the app and whatever you're playing is
Yeah.
still on, which is a very cool feature.
Maybe for you. For some of us, we have that feature without paying for YouTube. Red.
wow, interesting stuff.
But you do know you're implicating yourself with every single whole sentence so far.
Hey, look, well, I've said it once, I said it 1,000
Educational
times.
purposes only.
Yes, for educational purposes, jailbreak your iPhone. Take control of your devices now.
But I mean, another question that it just came to mind is the fact that will Facebook be willing to even let you pay for WhatsApp, because they are making far more money
Yeah.
selling your data.
I mean, we
so
all know that with Facebook, you as a user are the product.
you are the
You've always
product.
been the product.
Yes.
You will always be the product.
So why would they bother giving you the ability to remove yourself from the
Yeah.
shelf?
you know,
But you know, this conversation is a very nice segue into what has been trending for the past few days now, which is the Huawei kerfuffle.
mm.
And
we spoke about that last week.
Yeah,
but-
And things have developed since last week.
yes,
What is
it's
deep?
it's gotten
You know what interested me the most?
what?
Upcoming, like Huawei cannot use micro SDs anymore.
yes.
Yeah, that's
This I mean
And here's the unfortunate part. They have their own standard, the Nano SD,
yeah,
that they were trying to push, which is being manufactured by Toshiba, who've also cut ties with them.
mm-hmm.
it's
kind of stuff.
the game the game is the game, and
Well, side note, I mean, speaking of micro SDs, now 1 terabyte micro SDs are available.
We were
thanks
going to
to
get to
SanDisk.
that.
yeah,
I mean, we mentioned it. May as well just slide that in there because we
Slide
can't
into
go.
that
We
DM.
can't really go anywhere with that story. So, like, mention like,
Yeah,
oh,
okay, so right now there's a 1 terabyte micro SD for all you media buffs.
you know what's very
I
interesting
mean, it
about
costs
all
nearly $500. So if you're buy me one too. Putting it out there, you can reach us on the Telegram and the WhatsApp group.
you know what makes all of this very interesting? I feel like every generation feels like we're born in the most exciting time of society. But I feel like those born in the 80s, 90s, we've experienced such a monumental jump in technology. We grew up. So you remember those diskettes? Like, you remember a diskette, right?
Like,
Are you seriously asking this question?
Yeah, you guys remember a
do you,
diskette.
do you? I don't want to tell this listeners about my experience with the diskette and early days of downloading.
Yeah, but you know,
Right? I don't think we have the time for it, but
all of,
but if you are interested, message us on WhatsApp and Telegram, and I will take 5 minutes to tell you that story. Like, I remember those times, I'll never forget them.
and
As-
now we've gotten to a point where a terabyte is on such a tiny thing.
Yeah.
Diskettes were how many? Like 256 kilobytes or something. You could barely
1.44
megabytes.
megabytes.
no diskettes.
Yes.
Diskettes
Yes.
were in kilobytes.
You're talking
No,
about the
floppy-
5.35
the
inch,
floppy
the
disks.
bigger one.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the floppy disk. I'm talking about the diskettes.
Yes.
Those cartridge-looking things.
Those
Yes.
are diskettes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they
Those
were
are
way
1.44
smaller.
1.44 megabytes.
I will
I-
never forget Imation.
I had diskettes
Yeah.
were far smaller, and I needed to get
Okay,
the
then
Mario.
maybe you're talking about diskettes from before Windows 3.1.
Then those were then you're talking about floppy disks because diskettes
the
at that
5.3
size,
inch.
that image you now you see as the save image,
yeah.
1.44 megabytes.
But basically, so what I'm driving at is the fact that we have. They are
come a
monumental.
long way.
We've
Yeah,
come
we've
a
come-
very long way.
Yeah.
I
And
remember years ago, Bill Gates made a quote that, yeah, that's all you need for space. And even then, I was saying that, Uncle, no, right? CDs exist, and like, remember how gold rewritable CDs and rewritable CD drives were.
Wow, I
mean,
remember that.
This is Tuesday, not Thursday. So that
Throwback.
Throwback Tuesday.
Okay, then let's get back to Huawei's.
Yeah.
And the entire Huawei thing is right now. I'm avoiding having the conversation about the Huawei thing because it's become so obvious that it's a political thing.
Well,
It's a deep political.
he said it himself. He referring to
The CEO of
No.
Huawei.
Donald Trump.
Okay.
The CEO,
Said
the
it's a
CEO of the
bargaining
US.
chip.
He alluded to the fact. Let us not quote him verbatim, or I mean, let's try to avoid. But it may seem that he alluded to that fact. But the point is that the game. I keep telling people who ask me this: the game is not about the smartphone manufacturer.
No.
It's not.
It's just an app.
It's on the
America,
network.
China.
It's on the network infrastructure, and Huawei have been trying to get deep in there. And now with the advent of 5G, where they seem to have a bit of advantage, now the West is saying that nah.
And it's very funny. But did you know that these little issues have slowed down their progress with 5G?
Why wouldn't it?
It has slowed them down a lot. But the CEO of Huawei is a very interesting man. I watched his interviews, and he's a bit excited about everything because when you are forced to change, the most interesting changes do happen when you are forced to make that
You know,
change.
when they had that ban, and I keep saying it, that was when I watched his interview where he said it forced his,
the
his-
corporate ladder,
the
like
guys,
yeah,
it forced everyone to begin to innovate because they realized they were not going to be making that free money that they were quote unquote expecting. So
Now
then they
they-
had to come up with crazy stuff, and
Hong Meng.
here we are with P30 Pro, the crazy zoom lens.
Now Michael and I were talking about
That
why
just yesterday.
just yesterday how the P30 works, and it's It's very
It's
exciting.
simple
It's-
genius.
It's
Yeah, it is.
simple genius.
It
It's,
just reminds me of my project work back in school, where you use tissue rolls, the middle
Yeah.
section, to create a periscope.
Yeah.
Just
I
took me back to school.
yeah. I mean,
It's simple.
I don't think he's listening, but I had a friend in back in JSS, Emmanuel say, but he was always insisting that we make periscopes,
You know,
and he had us make at least 3 periscopes within that period. And I was talking to Michael that when I found out about the P30 Pro, and I was like, how did they get this zoom? And I was thinking about it, and they said like periscope camera, periscope, and I was like, wait a second, to get zoom you need depth,
yeah.
so they just made it vertical instead of horizontal, and
They made it horizontal instead of vertical.
Like,
Well,
I
same
mean-
thing anyway. Well,
Yeah, pretty
one
much.
axis
Oh,
into
yeah.
another.
yeah, they changed the axis, so they got that depth whilst
Mhm.
keeping this form factor the same. And I was like,
That's
not to throw shade, but how didn't Apple figure this out?
How didn't anybody figure
How
this
did
out?
exactly? Like,
No, but I feel like Oppo dropped that technology first before the
it was
P30.
after the Renault. It came
Yeah.
after the P30.
No, it came before. It was announced before the P30.
Announced, but I
this
didn't mean
is
they made it
Chinese.
first.
They're
Samsung
sharing
announced the folding screen, and then
Okay.
we had everyone coming up with a folding screen.
Yeah.
Those are
Which
Chinese.
is speaking about the folding, everything is in. We don't really know what's going on right now. Samsung with the Galaxy
Yeah,
Fold.
they keep pushing it back.
Yeah, but they said they fixed it.
Hmm.
But I guess they want to do as many
They
tests
fixed it,
as
but they not
possible.
fixed it.
I mean, they found a segue of sorts. They figured out how to, and they've done it. But I feel like they want to test it as often as possible. But this is forcing retailers
Yeah,
to
carriers and all that, to
cancel
cancel
pre-orders, and
Yeah.
that's going to be a very
I mean,
big
come
thing.
on. If
It'll
your
be a big
phone is
deal.
in danger of somebody eating bread while using it, you take the extra time to make sure that it is fine.
And
fine,
yeah,
exactly.
but it's right now it's become an issue of Samsung's image, not really about innovation anymore, because
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
have to bring this back. They can't
They
air
have to
power it.
basically fix it.
Yes, they can't air power this
Because
situation.
That's 2 strikes on them.
The
Note
explosive
7, and then
and this, they can't air power this. They can't just say that okay, we try and we just shelve it. They
Mm.
can't. They have to bring. They
like how you
have to.
said, you can't air power it.
They have to release this. And
Now,
I'm
on that air power note, guess what's interesting? So Apple is bringing back the iPod Touch
oh yes.
with an iPhone 7 processor.
Do you know why this particular news shocked me? Because last year, Tim Cook on Good Morning America
American.
was asked why are the iPhones so expensive, and he went as far as saying that your iPhones have replaced your
iPod.
iPods, they have replaced your video, and then you do this. Like, why?
Look, everyone is allowed to change their mind subject to new information.
Well, yeah. Steve Jobs said no phone. The original iPhone was the best size,
Mhm.
right? And they were not going to make a big iPhone ever until the iPhone 6 Plus.
No, but you see, that's under different management, so I get that. If decisions were made
Wait,
under different
it's
management,
Didn't,
It's
yeah,
different.
didn't he do the 5 while he was still somewhat alive?
wasn't it a
Yeah,
four?
in
Four was
4S
pretty
was
much
his last.
yeah. It was his
Yeah,
last.
4S was his last,
Yeah.
and it was bigger than, well, chunkier.
Well, chunky, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that thing was a weapon. You hit someone with that metal edge, then they were going down for the count, like a Nokia.
But I mean, I find it odd. I mean, he may be banking on. I mean, Apple may be banking on the new group of people who want to move out of these phones that only make calls, and so maybe someone wants a device that only plays music
Mm.
entirely. And if that's the angle, it could work.
Now, it brings me back to a time when I used to crack this joke about what an iPhone was. I used to say an iPhone pretty much is an iPod with any yam strapped on the back. So if you want
Pretty
to have
much.
an iPhone right now, go get an iPod, buy a yam, put a rubber band in the middle, you've got an iPod.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll buy it off you, but
Oh yeah,
not
and
at
then
full price.
add a wireless Wi-Fi so you can have internet. You
Yeah.
can have your WhatsApp and everything. 'cause
Or you can just. I feel like there were iPods that had the SIMs that you could use to connect for.
No, those were usually in
iPads.
iPads. Those
Ah,
were usually
well.
in iPads.
Kwekucho Furry just sent us a message. Said shout out to you guys listening, and he's been missing. He's been MIA.
Yes, we would like to break words with him soon. He should come around.
Yeah, please do come back.
Yeah, come back. I mean, the studio we're missing one seat.
Noticeably emptier without you.
Anyways,
Some
hello,
people.
what's the difference between WhatsApp and WhatsApp Business? That's from Ray. Ray, WhatsApp Business.
I actually have no idea.
You've never used
I've never used. I have one of the people I work
don't
with.
think we should ever talk social media with.
No, we really
He
shouldn't.
is so not a social media.
Oh, wait,
person.
one of my colleagues at work, where I work, has WhatsApp business, and I took his phone and I looked at the WhatsApp business. I was like, it looks the same, guy. What's the difference? And I didn't get a chance to talk about it. So yeah, you guys can.
It's similar to how now pages have Instagram business. It's more.
So basically, you can get your analytics.
Exactly, it's more noticeable on the owner's side rather than on the user's side. You can keep better analytics and keep better track of your customers and what is going on, automated responses, so on and so on, the things you need.
So it's like WhatsApp with a butler.
Not a butler, with a receptionist.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Only not as good looking, but anyway, we move.
Non-existent, if you may. So, I mean, there's Apple has some serious privacy issues, so they've been sued over iTunes privacy violation.
I mean,
still on Apple.
The issue with Apple is having a very tough year because Spotify is on their case. They have a case pending with the Supreme Court about the Apple's App Store, their App Store, and the fact that they take 30%, like this entire thing about the fact that they kill competition. And I don't know how they are going to handle all these situations, but I feel like moving forward, just don't make promises about protecting people's privacy.
And well, so Apple has been sued by 3 consumers who allege that the company violated their privacy by sharing information about their music listening habits with third parties. The lawsuit, which was filed late last week in California, alleges that Apple has been selling this type of data directly while also giving iOS app developers access to a treasure trove of related data. So once again, data, privacy, data.
For the next couple of years, that is what the game is going to be. That is why 5G is so important in the next phase of
I'm
technology.
worried about the implementation of IoT.
Internet, it's a question of
5G.
5G is going to be beautiful. Like watch your privacy get eroded at light speed.
I mean,
extreme.
I mean, it just means that you should make money so that you can have a getaway lodge in the middle of the woods and pray to God that an American horror movie doesn't happen whilst you are living there.
Well, it won't happen because something will be monitoring you in those woods. I mean, we live in a global net now. I don't know if you guys saw it. There's now there are near daily queues on the summit of Mount Everest, over 100 people long, just waiting to take a selfie at the top of the mountain, the highest peak on earth. Oh, and there's Wi-Fi coverage there as well.
You don't say.
With all that frostbite.
With all that frostbite and the fact that there's a I think 10%. No, it's a higher fatality rate.
Yeah.
Every time people climb, at least one person dies on the trip up or on the way down, and you can't, after a certain point, you can't retrieve the bodies. So the trail is literally littered with the frozen remains of people who have tried to climb up and down Mount Everest, and there's always still a queue with Wi-Fi to take a selfie at the summit of the mountain. So this is the world we live in now.
Yeah. I mean, on that fun or morbidly fun note, Japan is running out of phone numbers, so it's making longer ones. How
do you run out of phone numbers?
There are enough alive people in Japan to run out of phone numbers.
You know, that's where a lot of people don't realize that not only human beings use phone numbers, IoT.
Yeah, I get that, but like, what's the population of Japan right now?
Well, I don't know. I just know that they have one of the world leaders in aging population. To the point where they are literally running out of
young
people. Yeah, not just people. Actually, I don't want to say this because then people might start moving to Japan. But they're also running out of living spaces. So it's the other way around.
They are having
excess of living space.
Yeah, so you can actually just go and get a place to live.
In any case, my application is on the way to the embassy now.
They are running out of phone numbers. Now, I think you pay... Did I say pay? You see, let me just read the article and I'll tell you where my opinion is coming from. So Japan's communication ministry plans to create 10 billion 14-digit phone numbers in response to fears that the country's 11-digit numbers could run out by 2022. Japan Times reports that the proposal has already been approved by the country's 3 major mobile operators, NTT Docomo, KDDI, and SoftBank, owners of ARM. And the new numbers could be introduced before the end of 2021. The 10 billion numbers We'll start with 020, the prefix that Japan currently uses for Internet of Things devices. Voila. Despite only being introduced at the beginning of 2017, 32.6 million out of the country's 80 million 020 numbers had already been assigned as of the end of March 2019. With Japan's 5G network due to launch in 2020, the amount of connected devices is likely to increase, putting more pressure on the amount of numbers available. So basically, they have more gadgets using phone numbers
than people
than
using
people,
phone
and
numbers.
it keeps growing.
I mean, it makes sense. You have your
door lock,
your smart cameras, your AC. Oh
Yep.
man,
your TV, your
everything
your
has to.
radio,
All for convenience.
all
and,
for convenience. Your
yeah.
light bulb.
Yeah, someone is
Everything.
sitting there monitoring and downloading everything from you. Because we love the convenience of IoT, Internet of Things, but the danger is so immense because there is no standard for security with them. So people can literally do what they want, and your data can be streaming.
I thought I was the one who was called the morbid one. Who sounds the danger?
I was just about to say.
I'm still gonna buy one.
So we got a message talking about privacy. DuckDuckGo browser is heavily pushing that in their ads. Have you guys had a look at it? Is it really true that they are safer than Google and the others?
Infinitely.
That's why I'm always saying that. Now the sales pitch for upcoming companies will
It's
always
all
be that
privacy.
we will give you privacy, and
Like
it's going to become
the Brave browser.
yeah, it's going to be a luxury good. And if you are really that worried about your privacy, then you will jump onto it. But the issue is, another question I have is that, would you prefer for Google to have your data, or someone who is out there hacking even your IP to have your data? I mean, something has to give. At one point, something has to give.
Yeah. So we got another question. Someone says, "No way in hell will I pay for WhatsApp, just like TuneIn. TuneIn has so many repetitive adverts, about 10 in a row, that one misses discussions, etc. And you're being watched. Which stations you listen to the most, and those are the stations that carry the chow adverts." What a bummer. That's dating from USA. Wow. So, but if you could get rid of the ads on TuneIn, would you pay to get rid of those ads so you can not miss those discussions?
I mean, yeah. I mean, then
with WhatsApp you don't have to.
But she is in the US though. I mean,
Yeah.
those places, they find ads more entertaining than the actual content.
I mean, even back then, even in the US, Pandora.
Yeah.
If you paid for Pandora, you didn't get ads. But and Pandora was basically a radio service. We in Ghana getting ads while you are listening to a song, you are jamming to 2 minutes into the song and it just changes for it's normal for us. But yeah, so
sometimes people think this show is always about Q&A, because anytime we come on, people have questions totally unrelated to the
conversation,
current
but it's fine.
conversation. But yeah, we'll still answer. Guys, good evening. Please, how do you retrieve a deleted message from a sender?
Please, if it's WhatsApp, I
Sorry
don't think
for
there's anything. It's gone.
It depends on when the message was deleted. Think about it. If you received a message yesterday, your phone did an automatic backup today,
and the
then
person
you
deleted
it after, you can just
reinstall
reinstall WhatsApp, recover your backup.
Have you-
and then
have you
get
tried
that
it?
message. Yeah, I have.
Did you really need to see that message?
No, it wasn't because of it was a
Oh, it was
proof
just
of
a-
concept.
okay,
Like
okay.
it was a theory I came up with,
Okay.
and I decided to experiment, and it did work.
So you just gave people okay. So yes, you heard Spiky.
So it depends on the time frame. And we had another question. Please, I want to know: is it possible to update my software with cellular rather than Wi-Fi? And if so, how? Same PDM, and that's why.
Yeah, it's in your settings. Normally because the way updates are set up,
And a huge
they prefer
Wi-Fi.
constant stream of internet connection. So they normally tell you that they only update over. So it's in your settings.
Mm.
It will say update over Wi-Fi only. You can
Yeah.
change it to cellular as well.
Just make sure your data is enough, because that's the annoyance with updates. You can be sitting there thinking, no, this won't take long. Restart your machine once, and then boom, it's gone for 5 days because installing updates.
Unless
then you're-
obviously it's a phone, then you're safe.
Yeah, we've been running out of data in the house too, because something is updating.
And your phone is updating.
Yeah,
That's faster than your PC updating.
sometimes you think so, but then there was also the constant other point of your data running out faster than you think.
And I mean, there are certain apps that take a lot of space. Like today, I was just checking something out and I downloaded the app for
Oh, you downloaded an app?
from the Play Store.
That's so strange.
I downloaded. There was 2 apps. One I have plans for it. It was Adobe Rush for Samsung, and it was close to 500 megabytes.
That's the largest app you downloaded.
No, it's Fortnite, which is 3.86 gigabytes.
If you're listening to us and you want to call in and talk about what's trending in tech, the number is 0302-216-541. Sorry, the numbers are because it's 0244-340-437 and 0302-216-541. You can send us a WhatsApp or a Telegram on 0244-340-437. So please, the procedure again for how to set your phone. So, cellular data.
I need to be looking at a thing most of the time, but basically, if in your updates, for your app updates, if I'm guessing this is for your phone, in your app updates in the options, there's an option that it will only update over Wi-Fi. So when you connect to a Wi-Fi, it just starts to the updates. You can switch between the choices. I don't know. I'm unfortunately I'm not looking on my phone or anything, so I can't really tell you.
You can join the Telegram group. The geeks out there, they can help you.
Yeah.
So America is no fan of Huawei. Its officials have spent months warning that the Chinese giants Huawei 5G is why America is fighting with China. That's from Kweku.
It's not just 5G. It's deeper than that. I made a point earlier that it's privacy has been stripped away by governments years ago, and it's mostly because of that. China, through Huawei, have been trying to get into the intelligence gathering game for a while.
Are we sure about this statement?
Well, absolutely. Which country doesn't want to get into that game?
Ghana.
You'd be surprised.
Moving on.
You'd be surprised. But anyway, that aside. So, during the Cold War, the US allied with the UK and several other NATO countries to create a series of monitoring stations and software and nodes across the world that were just gathering electronic information. And now, as the world has progressed to a more technological world, and those things have become more relevant, with the whole global war on terror and trying to keep abreast of what everyone's saying, those things have become more and more relevant and prevalent. That's why we said then your privacy was stripped away long ago. It's no longer now. The joke we make is that, the FBI man is watching your chats. He's not. The FBI's AI is watching your chats because you say a few keywords and then next thing you know you're on the list and they are watching you like, what is this guy on about? That has been going on for a while. Now, China have been trying to get in there like, okay, how can we do that? Well, we make robust electronics now. How about we start putting ourselves in the middle of those nodes where the information passes through, because that's how a lot of networks work. We connect from one node to the other and data and information pass through. So, all right, fine. Let us start connecting ourselves in there via Huawei. We sell you information. All right, we got a caller coming in, so I'll save the story for later.
In. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hi, Kofi.
Oh, hi. I was telling your guy that I didn't need to come on. I just wanted the Telegram number.
Oh,
and I want you guys to repeat it and take your time.
No problem.
People mention numbers like everybody knows the number, so just take your time and mention it. Thank you.
Sure. Well, thank you very much. So yeah, the WhatsApp and Telegram phone numbers you want to send us a message: 0244-340-437. 0244-340-437. I should have been a tongue twister. I'd have been very good at it, bro.
Well, you make beats, so your rap career is only halfway there.
Oh, my rap career, guys. I did say I wanted to.
You did one rhyme.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Data privacy is kind of overrated right now. It will plateau soon, and the real concerns will come out. See, I concur with that. I think it's overrated. Like, we are really just making it.
The thing is, we could. Okay, here's the thing.
What you do about nothing, really?
No. The thing is, I sort of agree it's overrated because thankfully we do live in a free enough society here in Ghana / West Africa as a whole. That
people don't want you to talk. Hello, we have Mario on the line. Hello, Mario.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for calling Geek Squad.
Thanks. I think I have a little bit of a problem with you guys. Okay.
Sure.
It's like anytime you talk about phones, you bring in phones and kind of pick on iPhone. iPhone is this. Before it was like a box, it was like a weapon, it was this. Charlie, why can't you guys just leave iPhone alone?
Mario.
iPhone is iPhone. You guys just keep on picking on iPhone every single time you talk about Huawei. Yes, Huawei is Huawei, but we also will love our iPhones, and we know how good it is to us. So why can't this guy just leave it to us? Because this thing is, to be honest with you, I was so serious and say, Kobe, I'll beat you back. It's going to be a different ball.
I know. You know, I just knew where this was coming from.
Mario, thank you so much. Thank you so much. These guys, every time they throw this iPhone shit, cause or anything against iPhone, because I'm the one person in the studio who keeps using an iPhone.
You know, if this was anyone else who'd called, I really would have taken that seriously. But this is Mario. I know Mario.
I mean, okay. I
mean, Mario's a well-known plumber and saver of worlds and princesses. I can take his word and his side on this. Thank you very much for that, Mario.
I mean, okay, fine. We it's not personally. I don't.
But we make fun of every other phone, don't we?
No,
it's
not
just
really.
That, yeah,
really.
We make too much fun of your
Truth
phone.
be told, even though I'm in the user of one, it's easy.
But I've always, listen,
low-hanging
objectively, I've always been on the side of the view that iPhones are not bad.
Yeah, maybe a few years ago.
No, I
Well,
still
did you
say
smell
it.
something? What was that noise?
I mean, a few years ago, yes.
I still say it. I just feel that. Never mind. It's just so funny.
Personally, I just feel like right now, Apple is fumbling the ball in the game. The game has gotten a bit more hectic, a bit more. Like, there are so many people coming out of it. It's the same with the Huawei thing. When you guys are talking about the fact that Google stands to lose and everything, I mean, everybody does stand to lose if everything goes south with Huawei. But there are so many OEMs popping out on a regular
now
that will fill the
on
gap.
this note, Asus just put out a laptop that has two 4K screens and their ZenBook Pro Duo. So on the front you have the screen, and where Apple put the touch bar, they put another screen there. Now it looks very, very exciting, but I can't talk about it right now. We have a call on the line. Hello, Ajimai from Tema.
Yes, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Ajimai.
Yeah, I hope you are well.
I'm very well.
I have some two simple general questions.
Sure.
One, is it true that if you are sending some file to iPhone and they don't relate, I mean, it's not going through? Secondly, when you are using a phone and most of the times it tells you that Facebook is not responding, Gmail is not responding, WhatsApp is not responding. Is there a problem with the phone?
Okay, Ajimai, we'll answer that question right away. We have another call on the line. Hello, Charles.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Charles.
Yes, I just want to find out something. When this program started, you're giving us information and tips on how to protect our mails and other things. But now it's like criticizing and condemning phones, iPhones. I'm not getting. I want to be clear on it.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for calling, Charles.
All right.
So, y'all heard.
Okay, question number one. If I understand the question right, basically there are certain file formats that the iOS or the Apple software will not open.
Yeah.
And there are certain file formats that if you move across, even a hard disk, if you're using a MacBook or an iMac, there are certain formats of a hard drive that would not read on
NTFS.
Yeah, NTFS. So yeah, it does happen. It's not really a problem. It's just the file format or the extension or whatever you're using. What was the second question?
The website's not responding.
This app has stopped responding. Most of the time that happens when you're running out of space, I've noticed.
Yeah, or your RAM is a bit on the low.
So you might want to check and see if your applications are not taking too much RAM or you're running out of space.
Yeah.
Spiky, please, how do free apps make money? The manual from La Paz.
Ads.
Yep.
It depends on the app. Some apps don't run on ads. Telegram.
Well, yeah. Some of them just probably have some other business running that they're using to.
But yes, the second caller, your statements about us teaching stuff. Right now, it's not that we are bashing phones. It's just in the process of the conversation, it comes up. We feel like if we spent the entire time being technical, it would be very dreary and very boring. So this banter that you do have in your offices, at home with your friends and stuff, it's just really nice to interject it. And we still do give tips, but we do give objective reviews. The thing is that the issue right now is that there are certain conversations that must be had. There are certain conversations that we are hoping the tech population in Ghana needs to be aware of moving forward. That's why maybe it would seem that we haven't had time to dissect things.
We've got Daniel on the line. Hello, Daniel from Witry.
Hey, Spiky.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
I'm great. Okay, about the guys talking about iPhones, please. I don't know why Ghanaians don't like being told the truth. I use an iPhone. I use a Google Pixel. I use a Samsung. iPhone is whack. Let's tell people the truth. Is this a niche market? You understand? It's a niche market. It's been sold at that price or whatever it is. People like it because it's an iPhone. Trust me, majority of the people complaining don't know jack about it. But comparing these three, let's just tell people who don't know the truth. It's expensive for no reason. It's the plain truth. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job.
Thank you very much for calling, Daniel. So, yeah, I think, so we've got another question on, I want to know about the Acer laptop, one with the 2 4K screens. Okay, it's not an Acer laptop, it's an Asus laptop. And they just announced it's called a ZenBook Pro. So it has a screen, your normal screen, and then right on top of your keyboard where your arms would usually rest, there's another screen there where it shows some information. You know, you can even move windows from your actual screen to that screen. Now, I love the design.
I want one.
I want
Can I afford one?
I mean, I'm actually want one. So I've got Lukman on the line. Hello, Lukman.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Lukman, a regular caller. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Great.
The Ramadan is taking me away from you.
Oh, don't worry.
But yeah, I try my best to listen to the program because it's very useful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please, I would like to know, you see, when you open your data, when you are browsing any website that you go, sometimes you see so many adverts just popping up. Meanwhile, you don't have any interest in that. Is there anything that one can do?
Okay, we'll answer that very quickly.
Okay.
Thank you very much for calling, Lukman. Yeah, so
that question is very interesting. It's kind of like what Michael and I were talking about on Saturday about your Pixel 3.
Yeah.
It could be malware.
It could be malware, or it could be if you are browsing to an actual browser, websites pop up all the time. Depends on the sites you go to. So depending on the browser you may use, you may be able to install plugins with AdBlock. uBlock Origin is a very, very good one. I can recommend. Yeah, or Ghosttree has sold out. Yeah, apparently Ghosttree has sold out, so don't use Ghosttree.
Well, I use it in combination with my AdBlock.
Yeah, use it in combination, but uBlock Origin is a good one. Ghosttree have sold out and let certain ads through. So be aware of that. So if it's a browser, fine. If it's a phone, then you may need to look into getting a direct app for a phone. I haven't gotten a good one for that just yet to my Pixel. Maybe Winston does.
I don't have these problems.
Well, if you get pop-up ads on your phone, basically it's probably an app that you installed that's giving you this. Go through the list of apps you have.
But Michael talks about the fact that even if he's doing any other thing, he says sometimes he opens YouTube and then an ad.
Yeah, some of these things are getting
so it's probably malware.
Yeah, no, it's an app. It's an app, but some are getting really smart because it used to be when that happened, you just show your recent apps and to show you which app was responsible
now
for it.
Now they have a drawer of apps.
And now so you don't see that anymore. So new solution. So join us in the Telegram group and we can sort this issue out for you.
Nana Kwesi says, I've already moved to Telegram crowd. You can take their WhatsApp. And then Kofi Sa says, hi guys, nice show, keep it up. Thank you, Kofi Sa and Kofi for sending your messages. I'm Eugene. The discussions about phones and technology in general, I'd like to contribute. Sure, you can send us your messages.
It's about tech in general. Like Cambridge Analytica.
There's some real concerns in privacy though, like Cambridge Analytica. That's from another WhatsApp message. How do I stop ads from popping up on my phone during browsing? Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Look through your apps.
Look at the recent apps. The most recent one, when it popped up, is most likely responsible.
So the software update the gentleman was replying, he said he's using an iPhone 5S.
Hang on a second, let me pull that up. Wow.
We're almost out of
And
time.
we're almost out of time. I think
So-
he should catch us in the Telegram group.
and we'll sort
For
it
all
out
of
there.
you that couldn't send us messages, or you have messages you're sending and we have not been able to help you, you can send us a Telegram message in the Telegram group. It's Geek Squad. Go to the Facebook page, look for the live stream on JoyFM, and you find the Geek Squad Telegram link right under there. This show was supposed to be a what's trending in tech. Turned out to be a Q&A eventually, because people always have tech problems, and
Okay.
we are always happy to help. It's been great having you guys in the studio as always.
So Nissan Tundra still up for sale. I have a new YouTube video on how to help you increase the physical mileage on your phone. Just look, search for Winston.
Oh, I've added the Kia accents to the Nissan Tundra, so I'll send them all close.
All right.
Anyway, so the show has been Geek Squad. My name is Kobe Spike in Chroma. I did this with Winston and Michael, and my producers Fairboy and Abeku Sankofi. Selwyn hiding in the corner.
I should find a rap name.
Maybe next week.
No, I'm going to fight Friday. That's
See you
what.
guys later next week.